Hello everyone, welcome back to Talking Reds. It is match day time and we are an hour away from kick-off where Liverpool play Wolves after Arsenal's late win yesterday, but they got the job done and it puts the pressure back on us today. The gap is now down to 4 points, Stu. 4 points. It could have been 9 points on Wednesday. That is the reality of things. It could have been 9 points.
Yeah.
But it is 4 points and we couldn't have asked for, I don't know, disrespect. We could ask for a better game to really sort that out. We're home, Anfield. We should be favourites and we should be winning it, but no game is easy, especially after losing to Plymouth, drawing to Everton. The doubts could be starting to creep in slightly, but what do you think? What do you think about today's game? Are you nervous or just want to get it?
To be honest, I'm not actually that nervous about it. I'm just doing a little bit of digging here because I'm trying to see what their Wolves' form is like over the last few games. And I know it's been a bit patchy.
They've won once, and the previous 5 Premier League games they've not won. They beat Villa in the derby, but they have had our games though. They play like Forest.
They have. I don't think, realistically, we shouldn't be expecting too much of an issue here on paper. But as we all know, football isn't played on paper. It's played in those 90-odd minutes.
Yeah.
And anything can happen. Just look at the derby on Wednesday. I'm not going to go on any rant about it, but I do think we were screwed over a little bit, even though we didn't play our best in that game. We were screwed over. There is no doubt about that. For today's game, I just hope it goes smoothly. I would like us realistically to be at least a couple of goals up before half time to make things hopefully a little bit more comfortable for us. But yeah, I can't see anything other than a win today. I know a couple of people have said it's going to be about 2-1, 2-0. I don't know. I'm going to go 3-1, I think.
So you think it's going to be a bit more convincing? You know what? Last week, right, the derby game in itself, look, we were, if we're absolutely honest, the referee didn't help at all. The referee was awful. But I think, as Arne Slot said, though, look, the referee was poor and I did some things I should have done. But he also admitted, look, we weren't good enough. The draw probably the fair result in the end. And that's the way it is. We moved from that. We need to bounce back today. But yesterday's result, I saw, the problem is, this is what I don't know if it happens in every fan base. I think it does happen in every fan base. But Liverpool fan base yesterday from the Arsenal game, there's extremes on both sides.
Yeah.
It's weird. There's too many people that's it, league's done. That's it, Arsenal won. We've just drawn to Everton, the league's done. We're going to fuck up the lead again. We're going to do it again because, but then there's on the other side, there's two positive ones. I like, why are these people like that? We're not going to lose this league, this and that. They should be complaining. Why are they doubting this team, whatever? When the middle ground is really... At the end of the day, the league's not done. We're still top of the league. We're still favourites. We're still 7 points, potential 7 points clear today if we win today.
Way to go.
Yeah, but there is still reasons to worry a little bit as well.
Yeah.
But there is a middle ground here, and I don't get why they go to extremes on both sides. For me, and then they clash each other. Then they think everyone thinks like that. And they think everyone thinks like that, and then that's where the clash is. That's where the fan base is so divided because the extremes on both sides. The same with FSG.
Yeah,
people are so far FSG in, people are so far FSG out. They make no valid points at all. But the people in the middle, really, with the actual common sense, are speaking the truth.
Both take a bit.
Yeah. So
I think with the Arsenal,
is it more of like a? Go on, mate.
Yeah, sorry. The Arsenal game yesterday. I mean, I watched it and. Admittedly, I got my hopes up a little bit when it got to about the 75-minute mark. I was like, okay, they're in the last 15 minutes here. And then Marino just popped up with that goal, and then they got another goal a couple of minutes later. I thought, no, that's it, done and dusted. But thinking back and looking at it, realistically, were Leicester ever going to get anything out of that, even with Arsenal's injury issues of having virtually no strikers? No, they weren't. They huffed and puffed, but they were never looking like they were going to score a goal against Arsenal. So some of Liverpool fans getting all het up saying, oh, well, it's only 4 points that they beat Leicester. Yeah, it's Leicester. Look at them in the league. They are utterly atrocious this season, along with Southampton. Those two teams have been absolutely and honestly abysmal this season. So you have to expect that the big teams are going to take maximum points off them. So I don't understand why people are getting so het up about it. We've got Wolves today who are in a relegation fight. Yes, they are probably going to put a lot of effort in to this game, but I still don't think they have enough to beat us. On our team today, I mean, look at the team news. Besides Gakpo being injured, which I think is just more of a precautionary thing, we have got a really, really strong team out today. Really strong. And there is absolutely no reason whatsoever we shouldn't be winning this.
You know what? Yeah, they should be winning yesterday, Arsenal. I mean, it was only a matter of time before they scored in the end, and Leicester are really, really cool. But the thing is with Arsenal right now, they actually are showing a bit more mentality than what they have done. And what people do doubt them for, they did it against Wolves. Everything went against them. They shouldn't have got a red card against Wolves. It was what it was. They got a winner. They did it again yesterday. They don't look like they're going to get a winner. Arsenal don't normally do that. And they have done. Yesterday and against Wolves,
the grinding out some.
Yeah.
They don't.
They're not used to doing that, but
No.
And they're missing attackers as well. The way they have missed attackers, the fact that they have to bring a centre midfielder on to get the winners and up front, it does show that. Yeah, they are serious here in the title race. They are absolutely are serious. We do have a title race on his hands here, and the people that are doubting Arsenal, you put doubts on them. But at the end of the day, they're doing this without an attack, and they are pretty much 4 points behind us now. Yes, we do have a game in hand today, and we've got some tough fixtures coming up as well. But I am. It's hard, really. I don't want to, without disrespecting Arsenal. So I think they are doing brilliantly well. I think Arsenal's doing all right with what he's got at the moment. I think they are pushing. I think they can do better. Obviously, everyone could do better.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy it's not like Man City side. I spoke to Reece on Friday. We did the head-to-head. He was an Arsenal fan, halftime hooks, and I said to him, "Look, no offense to you guys, but I'm glad it isn't that City side that can put 10 wins together in a straight row. That's a different level. But I don't think we're that Liverpool side either. That one, that Klopp one, would put 10 wins in a row as well.
Yep.
So it is. I think it is a proper title race. It's a good title race. I'm happy that they are sort of winning just to keep us on his toes. Because what had happened then, we can get complacent, and we have been complacent. If we had someone right behind his toes, we could keep.
Having that gap shrunk down, I suppose maybe having that draw at Goodison was a little bit of a blessing in disguise, because now that gap is a 4-point gap and it has shrunk down. And okay, if we win today, it goes back to 7 points, but it is only 2 wins and a draw.
Yeah.
If it was 3, as silly as it sounds in mentality terms, 3 wins sounds like you can be a little bit
complacent. Yeah, and you think you've done it, sort of thing. Yeah.
But because it's 2 wins and a draw, you can't do that. They can't take their foot off the gas. I don't think they will. I honestly don't think they will.
I don't think Arne Slot will let them.
No. And to be honest, what I would like to see today is us to come flying out the traps, finish the game off by half time, and then rotate a couple of the players out middle of the second half, so they're ready for the Villa game on Wednesday and the big game next weekend, and that's City. And those 2 games for me are infinitely more important than today's games. I think we'll get the 3 points today, but the results matter on those 2 matches more than anything, because March we don't have that many games. I think we've only got 4 games in March, something like that.
Yeah.
Because we're out of the cups and that, which is great for us. We actually get to have a rested squad. We don't have a rested squad ever, so it's good for us, and it stands us in good stead for the title race coming into April. But like I said, you've got to get past Villa and City first, and they are the 2 tough ones for me.
Let me know your thoughts. If you had joined us live, let me know your thoughts in the comments about today's game. What's your predictions? What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on the team? So I'm going to go through the team now. The team news is obviously out. So like Stu said, strong team. Gakpo being out is pretty much first 11. Trent at right back, Alisson in net, Kanate, Van Dijk, Robertson, McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Salah, Jota up front, and Luis Diaz. I presume that will. I don't think he'll be putting Diaz as a false 9 today with Jota playing him just on the left. I can't see that happening. Don't quote me on that, by the way. It might happen. We might see Diaz at the false 9, but I doubt it very much.
I think it'll rotate again, like they
potentially,
do.
Yeah. It could do. So the bench is Kelleher, Tsimikas, Kwanzaa, Bradley, Endo. That's a defensive bench. Elliott, McConnell, Nunes, Chiesa. So the only really attackers we've got there: Nunes, Chiesa, Elliott. I hope we don't have to rely on the bench too much there. But yeah,
I think if it comes down to it, and say, for example, I hope this doesn't happen. If it comes down to it, like, so around about the 70th minute, it's 0-0. That's when you want Nunes and Chiesa, because they're going to have the pace to run at the Wolves' defence, because they're going to be knackered or knackerish by that point. But no, I don't want it to be 0-0 at the 70-minute mark, that's for certain.
Looking at the Wolves team, it's really set up defensively. 3 centre backs, 2 wing backs, and 2 pretty much defensive minded midfielders. Andre, also we was linked to him, João Gomez as well. Semedo and Aït-Nouri at the fullbacks as well. Very defensive. So it's going to be a hard team to break down.
Low block central.
Oh,
God, I hate that.
And those 3 up front there, Guedes, Saliba, and Kuna, very, very frightening players. Very frightening players that can hurt anyone, especially on the break. Kuna's very, very all-rounder. I thought Kuna's a very all-rounder player. Arne Slot was speaking about Kuna in the press conference. Quite a big admirer, it seems. Whether we're going to go for him in summer, we don't know yet. But it's certainly an admirer of him.
I would say watch this space on that one, because I think he is going to... Well, Kuna is going to guarantee to move this summer because of that new contract that he signed. Where he'll end up, though, is the big question. But I wouldn't be surprised if we were in for him, to be fair.
Well, Arne Slot's pretty much played his cards on that in terms of speaking about it. He says he should be paying for the big 5 clubs in the league.
Yeah.
So he is an admirer of Kuna. So yeah, he's definitely the one to watch today. If I was obviously Liverpool, but Saliba, for me, Saliba is the one. I think that's the one that we need to really keep an eye on. Kuna, everyone's going to be looking at Kuna as the main guy, but Pablo Sarabia I think he's the one that is going to be in and around those areas where we're going to be troubled. If we are troubled today, I think it is going to be all Liverpool, but the way Wolves are set up, they're set up to really frustrate us, and it's going to be like, I can see like a Plymouth game. I really can see like a Plymouth game. Just hopefully we have enough to break down that.
I think this starting 11 definitely has enough to break those teams down. I think the Plymouth one was just a bit obscure because we played such a rotated side. But yeah, I think today we'll break them down. It won't be easy. But I fully expect us to like sort of really go at them in the first 20 minutes or so, see if we can get an early goal. That will settle things down a little bit. Because another conversation out of this is, because the gap has been shrunk at the top a little bit, and you say like the polarization between the Liverpool fans being one way or the other, positive or negative, that comes into the crowd and that comes into the stadium as well. And the last thing we want is to be going up to like 65, 70 minutes still at 0-0.
Yeah.
That's when things start getting a little bit touchy. And we don't want that.
You'll hear the nerves. You'll hear the groans. You'll hear every single pass that goes wrong. They'll start groaning. You'll hear the tension. If we don't get in the league quite early on, and especially the first half, maybe we go in the second half, and a couple 10 minutes into the second half, we're still not winning. You'll hear that tension at Anfield. You'll hear that tension, because that is simply down to what we have experienced in the last few years, and this is why I think there should be some sort of doubts, because at the end of the day, we're only basing doubts on what we've been through and experience we've been through, and we've been there, done that, and we've bought the t-shirt. Yes, it isn't the Man City, but at the end of the day, you can't say we're ever going to win the league until we've won the league. Ever. Even when we were like 25 points clear in 2020, we still never ever counted as chickens. We never did. Most Liverpool fans never did. They said, "Look, we haven't won the league in 30 years, so we're not going to do that." There's a little bit on Konate. I saw a little bit on Konate, but I might address that tomorrow. So at least Trent Alexander-Arnold's back today as well. How important is Trent back in today?
But big, and it's his 250th Premier League appearance today as well. So it's a nice milestone for him. How much longer are we going to get to see a player like him at Liverpool? Well, that's a topic for a whole other video. But today, vitally important. I think with those low blocks, his passing range is vital to getting behind those lines. So yeah, I think he's going to be pivotal today. But he's also going to have his hands full with is it Aït-Nouri at left wing back today?
Yeah, it will be. Yeah.
Sorry, just want to double check on the team news to see if
it is Aït-Nouri. Well, it is Aït-Nouri from what I'm saying. Yeah, Aït-Nouri and Semedo at the other side, right wing back.
Okay. Yeah, so he's going to have his work cut out on that side of things.
Defensively side, yeah, defensively, mind you, yeah.
But no, I mean, at the end of the day, Trent, his range of passing is unbelievable, and he can or has the ability to unlock that low block, and we're going to need it. We are going to need it today.
Do you think set pieces is a big thing today? I'll say Wolves are quite decent at set pieces. They've got some tall players at the back. Good delivers the ball. Andre and Gomez aren't that tall, really, but we've got some good delivers of the ball. But Liverpool going forward, also, we've got Josh up front now. One of the best headers in the team. Got Trent back in terms of set pieces, in terms of whipping crosses in. Do you think set pieces could be a big thing today?
So I think set pieces will be a lot more important for us because even though they're playing three centre backs, so just looking at it, they've got Doherty, Agabadu, and Totti as their centre back. They're not the biggest.
They're not dominant, are they? They're not dominant.
No, and I think realistically, if we get like sort of set pieces right, then they should be landed on Van Dijk and Konate's noggins easy. Push for as many corners as we can, keep them under pressure. As I said, the back line isn't the biggest back line. It's not the quickest either. So, yeah, set pieces, I think, will be critical today. Watch it. They'll go and score the first goal off a corner. Hey.
I think we've got a big game today. I think we need him today more than any. Is Szoboszlai. I think the way they're playing, right, that five at the back, those defensive sort of minded midfielders, not defensive minded, Andre is, Gomez isn't too much in more box to box, but they are not really attacking either, not really attacking midfielders.
No, not looking at this side. I mean,
yeah. It's up to Szoboszlai to get that space, and hopefully Gravenberch and McAllister come forward a little bit just to provide space, a little bit of space. Because if Szoboszlai's on his own, he's going to find it very difficult.
With those two DMs that Wolves are playing, there is a huge gap in the middle.
Yeah,
of that midfield now because Guedes and Cunha and Sarabia are players that don't really like to track back too much. So there is going to be a lot of space in that midfield. And as you say, like Szoboszlai was going to be a player I was going to pick up on as well today. I've been really, really impressed with him over the last couple of months. I think he's kicked into another gear. Slot has finally got him working on what he wants him to be working on. And today, I think he could have an absolute baller of a game. I would not be surprised if he ends up getting man of the match today. But then again, Salah's probably going to pop up with a goal and assist again and get the man of the match again.
And that's how Sky Sports work. They give it to whoever scores. They don't really believe it on performance. It makes no sense. But I think you're right in terms of that space. That Gravenberch and McAllister are the ones that will have all the space. But then it's whether Andre or Gomez push out to them. And that's where Szoboszlai becomes important. So one of them's got to push out. Otherwise, Gravenberch and McAllister's going to have a field day.
Yeah.
But that's when Szoboszlai needs to be important and pick up those spaces. It's a funny formation because really technically they are outnumbered in midfield. Yeah. But that then comes on to how narrow Nari and Semedo play as well.
Well, so think about it, obviously Trent dropping into midfield as well from
so it could be 10 to 4 midfield going forward against 2. Yeah.
So hopefully that tactically works. And like you say, if what is it, Gomez? Gomez or Andre. If one of them pushes forward, then Szoboszlai's got that space behind him to operate in and either have a shot himself or flick it over the top to Jota. Hopefully he'll score. Hopefully, touchwood, Jota stays fit today. That's the main thing for me. For him.
I do think Nari and Semedo will have a lot of play in the middle, depending on which side the ball's at. You know, when the team moves across with the ball, I think if the ball's at the left-hand side for Liverpool, I think Nari will come into sort of midfield just to help that numbers game out.
Yeah, they'll invert slightly, I think.
Yeah.
To fill out that midfield.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to this.
We need to bounce back today because if we don't win today, I said it before. You don't win after 2 games, 3 games, but it can easily turn to 4, 5, 6 games without a win.
Yeah,
that's how quick mentality can shift in this league, and especially the amount of talent in this league. Today is a must-win. It's an absolute must-win. With Villa away, Man City win its 2 games. Yeah. This is a must-win. We need to respond to Arsenal, because if we give Arsenal any more confidence, like I said, it could have been 9 points from Wednesday. We're literally seconds away from being 9 points away. Now we're 4 points. We show a little bit of weakness. The confidence Arsenal get and the doubts start to creep in further for us.
Exactly.
It's a big challenge to respond to it. It's harder to respond to it mentally.
Let's have a look at it.
If you've got any, like I said, if you are watching live, make sure you get your comments in as well. I like to bounce off the people at home. Make sure you get your comments in. If you've got anything to say on the match, or if you've got any predictions, anything you want, get us in the comments, and I'll put them onto screen. I think we're 20 off 250 subscribers, 230 subscribers currently, so we're 20 off. If we can help us get to 250, I'd be absolutely grateful. Thank you everyone for that has subscribed. Thank you everyone that has liked videos, that has commented. Appreciate you all. Like I said, get your comments in if you are live watching us now. Give us your predictions. Who's your player to watch today? Me and Stu think it's going to be Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai's the one that could be the game changer today, but we've got like the Salah on the pitch, Jota on the pitch. We've got a few game changers, haven't we? We've got a few game changers. But I'm sick of relying on Salah. I know it's nice to have him there.
Yeah.
And it seemed that way again midweek, didn't it? It seemed like thank for Salah again, the saviour again. But we shouldn't have to do that every single week. Someone else needs to start stepping up and be a saviour.
That's true. And actually, one player I am expecting a big game from today is Diaz.
He's got to.
He is one I'm gonna like, sort of from obviously a fan standpoint. I personally don't think his form has been good enough. I know he's been played out of position in a role that he's not really accustomed to, and probably never will be. But even before then, there was a reason why Gakpo was keeping him off that left wing slot.
Yeah,
he needs to put in an absolute, near enough a man of the match performance today for me.
I mean, he played left wing against Plymouth as well,
and it didn't really work out. So, yeah, I'm expecting a big performance from him today, because if not, then again there will be doubts in people's minds about whether he has a long-term future at the club. Because I think people are starting to see the fact that when he came in, he was great and he had a good start to this season. Everyone was thinking, "Oh, perhaps
he's back again." We've
got him back again, but he's just dipped back down into
back into the ways that we saw last season.
Yeah,
and why people, I said that why people wanted Anthony Gordon is because of what Diaz was doing last season, and he's now dipped into that again.
Yeah, it's consistency more than anything else, and it's not clicking for him at the moment. It hasn't clicked for him for a while. Like I said, there's a reason why Gakpo was keeping him off that left wing perch, because Gakpo's consistency was 10 times better. And whilst we had Jota out, and obviously Slot doesn't fancy Nunes in that front lot, that's why Diaz was playing up front. Need to see it from him today. Otherwise, I do think he could potentially be another one on the way out in the summer. Speaking of Nunes,
again, not starting. Also, Gakpo being out, there was a chance for him to go into that striker position. Diaz going onto the left. Jota starts. I think, I said it before in our chat on that, I think Slot not playing Diaz as a striker instead of Nunes are really proper on strikers. Jota's not really a striker. He could play left and striker. He's just a forward, isn't he? Our only really striker is Nunes. The fact that Diaz is played out of position to play there shows what Slot thinks of Nunes. And again, he's got the chance to play him again, not playing him.
Exactly. And I think that just signals to me even more that obviously the January transfer window, it's been confirmed that the Saudi Arabian teams were bidding for him. But obviously Liverpool didn't want to let him go halfway through the season. Completely understandable. We want to keep our squad together as much as we possibly can. I get that. I just hope we get the same amount of money in the summertime for him. If it's round about that, then yeah, great. But it's clear that Slot doesn't fancy. He doesn't see him as the striker that he needs. And if that is the case, then we are going to need two of those said strikers in the summer. One as a starter and one as a backup. And Nunes just isn't that, unfortunately, as sad as it is. But I think most, if not all, the fan base wanted Nunes to succeed.
Yeah.
We wanted him to be our new talismanic striker, and it just hasn't worked. It's football. It happens. There's not much we can really do about it now until the summertime. So We just got to persist with what we've got, and hopefully he can come up with maybe, I don't know, a 90th minute winning goal against City next weekend, and it gets us the 3 points that we need.
It gets forgotten about, doesn't it, for a few weeks? That's what it did against Brentford.
Yeah, I've got a feeling there's going to be a couple of more moments like that this season that's going to involve him specifically. I think that is what's going to happen, but I don't think he's going to be anywhere near a starter. I think it's going to be bench appearances for the rest of the season now.
What this also tells me with Arne Slot, because we talk about transfers and things like that in the summer and in January, and people saying, "Oh, well, Slot's happy with the squad," and Slot will tell you himself in press conferences happy with the squad. But so did Jurgen Klopp. These are quite similar managers, whether what they're saying.
Yeah.
The reason why they say they're happy with the squad in the press conferences is because they're not going to throw the squad under the bus. They're not going to do that to the players. They're not going to say, "Well, I want to improve mistakes. It's crap."
Not at this point in the season.
what these managers do, what Jurgen Klopp did, what Arne Slot does, his actions speak louder than his words. Whilst he's saying he's happy with the squad, he's playing a left winger up front instead of Núñez. So he's not happy with Núñez, clearly. He's quite clearly not happy with Endo. He's never really been happy with Endo. It's sort of, I don't think he likes Elliott, if I'm honest, from what I'm seeing. He's always had an issue with Kwanzaa. So whilst we're here saying, that's the excuse for not buying transfers because Arne Slot's happy with the squad, what else is he meant to say? He's got to be happy with the squad. And he probably is happy with the squad as what is, especially his first 11. But I don't think he's happy with the depth of it at all.
The prime example of that would have been to go back to Amorim's comments about a few weeks ago in the press when he badmouthed the entire Man United team in the press, and the press jumped on him.
Yeah,
the pundits jumped on Amorim for that, and sometimes I do think that is needed. You need to.
I think Man United needed it. The position they're in, I think they need it. Yeah,
but in our position, I think it's like you say, Klopp and Slot are very, very similar when it comes to talking about the team and the squad in the press. I think Slot deals with it correctly, and his actions speak louder than words. And we see that with Núñez being on the bench constantly. Elliott not getting a start. I mean, Elliott is the backup for Szoboszlai. That's what I see.
Yeah.
But he does not have that same engine.
Yeah.
And Elliott, for me, should be playing deeper. He doesn't have the pace to go backwards and forwards. Not like Szoboszlai. I mean, who's an absolute.
He needs a free role. I think Elliott needs a free role, but unfortunately, Slot don't really play that free role as such. He uses Szoboszlai in a way where it is like a third midfielder.
The thing is, like, so in time, it probably will work out all right for Elliott and Kwanzaa because they've got age on the side. Endo, completely different entities, 32 now. He only came in as a squad player anyway, so I don't think much has been expected. And to be fair, I really like Endo. I think he's done well.
Of
course, when he's come in.
He's done for what we bought him for. Yeah, he's definitely done more than what we bought him for.
And I think there's definitely a subject for another video, but I definitely think there are, in my mind, a good few players that are on the way out. As taking away the contract issues, aside for the big three players, I think there are potentially at least another half a dozen players that are on the way out in the summer.
And I think we've got to be careful with certain players as well. The Konate thing situation now, where he's even talked about the admiration of PSG on him, saying like it's nice for other big clubs to admire him.
Yeah,
and we've got to be very, very careful because we've said this before on this channel. Like if these three go, the other players are going to start looking at this and thinking, hang on a second, why are these three going? Why are we letting us best three going? Where are we going for the future? Where we actually, what's our long-term goal here?
What's our ambition?
Yeah.
If we can't keep our big three players happy and signed on contracts, then I don't understand how that is going to attract the likes of, for example, Alexander Isak.
Yeah.
How's that going to attract somebody of that caliber to our club when we're arsing around with contracts on these guys?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. What also doesn't make any sense is putting up brand new posters and hoarding all around Anfield with Van Dijk and Salah on the pitches, literally 4 months before the end of the season. That doesn't make any sense to me either. Are they signing contracts or not? Just tell us.
I think if it was a new kit, I think they would be signing.
There'd be heads falling off.
There'd be a new kit. But I just think it's just because they're the most two commercial people. I think that's what it is, really.
Yeah.
They're the most two commercial individuals we've got in terms of bringing money in. So they are going to be the poster boys. But yeah, it is pretty much now half an hour until kick-off. Like I said, I'll go for the team sheet again. Alisson, Trent, Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Salah, Jota, Diaz. The bench is not. People always say we've got a good bench. I don't think we have. I really don't. Elliott, if he plays like he can, I certainly think that's brilliant backup. Chiesa's a brilliant backup. Nunes on and off. McConnell's just a young lad. Bradley, brilliant backup. Endo again. Quanta's on and off. Tsimikas on and off. Kelleher, obviously Kelleher's probably the best backup goalkeeper in the world.
Yep.
But yeah, it's not. Curtis Jones also been out with red card. Tyler Morton's out. Gakpo's out, and Joe Gomez is out now
for the season. I think
it's going to be hard, this, isn't it? Because we are literally relying on, I think, these 11 to stay fit. If I'm absolutely honest.
Yeah, that's
maybe Jota behind. Yeah, relying on a lot of players to stay fit here. And yeah, Arsenal have been quite unlucky in terms of especially the forward line being unfit. I mean, pretty much all out for the season. The front three, Saka is unknown at the moment, whether he's out for the season or maybe the last few games. But I think we have, I'm not saying lucky, but I think we've kept certain players fit, which has been brilliant.
I think Slot has done amazingly well. It's one of the reasons why he was brought in. Him and his medical team, his science team, and everything that he brought with him. They've done really, 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 really well with our injury. Especially, I think the only two that obviously stand out more is Gomez and Jota because of their injury record. But the vast majority...
And possibly Konate, because they're always injured at some point, them three.
Yeah. But for the rest of the squad, Trent's had a few niggles here and there. Elliott obviously broke his foot, which hampered him earlier on in the season. But besides that, nothing really too much standing out injury-wise for the rest of the players. And I think that's got to be commended in itself. Whatever they're doing in the background is working at the moment.
Yeah. Just hope it stays like that. He did say at the moment. We're not saying that's going to stay like that. Let's hope it does stay like that because it's absolutely vital. We'll keep someone like Gravenberch or Salah fit because if we lose someone like Salah or Gravenberch, it's a long day. And Van Dijk, someone like that, it's a long day. But hopefully we'll keep these players fit because this next coming week is going to be absolutely crucial. I think it starts today. Today is a must-win. Today's an absolute must-win. With Villa and Man City away the next two games, today is a must-win. Just for sheer response to midweek and to Arsenal winning yesterday alone, today is a must-win. Forgetting the fixtures that are coming up. Right, your prediction was 3-1, wasn't it? Are you sticking with 3-1?
I'm sticking with 3-1.
Yeah. Right, my prediction, I did it on the Premier League predictions on Friday. I think I predicted 2-1 Liverpool. I think we just got too much for someone like Wolves, but I think it will be one of those games we don't like.
Yeah.
We don't like. And we have had those games. We had it against Everton. Yes, in midweek. It was a shocking game, really. We were shocking. They were shocking. I don't think anyone deserved the win.
I think with that game, it was more about the occasion.
Yeah, we played the occasion, didn't we? And that's what we shouldn't have done. We played the occasion massively.
I think the referee played to the occasion, but hey.
Referee's a dickhead. But, it's Michael Oliver, right? But I don't think there's any good referees anyway. They're all the same to me. No. Who have we got today? Who's referee today? Let's have a look. 1 second.
Crap.
It's Simon Hooper, another dickhead. There you go. So we've got Simon Hooper as referee. So exciting times. I don't know who's on VAR. If you can let us know in the comments who's on VAR, let us know. But yeah, I'm going to go 2-1. You're going to go 3-1. Yeah. I don't care how we get the win today. If we get the win, we just got to get the win. I don't care if we cheat. I'll say what we cheated. I'll say that the referee gives us a goal. I won't ever deny it on this channel, whatever gaslight you on this channel, whatever say if it favours us, I'll tell you it favours us. But I don't care how we get it today. I don't care. We need that 3 points, get 7 points clear, and basically say what pressure. Sort of to Arsenal put the pressure on us. We need to respond to that. We need to answer to those questions. And today is the perfect day to do it. Thank you everyone for joining me. If you have joined us, please make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and get notification bells on as well. I'm hoping I'm going to be live for match reaction. If not, I'll try to get a small, short video match reaction on this channel and on our TikTok page as well. But I'm hoping that I am going to be live for match reaction. So get your notification bells on and be here after the game. Thank you for watching. Thanks, Stu.